The only announcement this month is just a reminder to send in your questions if you have any questions you would like me to answer on the air. And remember, please, we're taking two kinds of questions. We're taking questions that are related to the tarot, things you don't understand, why is the King of Pentacles this, that way, or the other thing? Or, why do we do it this way? Or how do I do this, that, or the other? So anything in relationship to how to learn the tarot, how to read the tarot, how to interpret the tarot, right? So that's the first type of question that we're looking for. And those are the questions that come up for the Q&A episodes. And then we're also looking for people who are interested in having a reading on the air. And I've had a couple people reach out and things just haven't worked out for one reason or the other. But if you are interested in having me do a reading for you and having that reading be on the air as a teaching tool for other people who are trying to learn how to use the tarot, please reach out and let me know. And what we will do is I will go ahead and do a reading for you. We will hop online and we will do a video chat, and I'll give you an opportunity to I will give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you have about the reading. We'll go over the reading. We'll talk about the cards. We'll talk about what the cards mean, what they mean in the context of your reading, and then we can answer any questions that you have about how I came to the conclusions I came to in the reading, or questions related to the reading itself. So if you are interested in participating in either of those ways, please click on the link to my email. It is in the show notes. And send me an email and we can connect, and I can either answer your question on the air for you if it's a practical, functional tarot question, and if it is a question about your life, about how you can move something forward, something along those lines that you would like answered via a tarot reading, I will get back with you and we will have a conversation about that. So, encouraging you all to send stuff in. I have not been on TikTok a whole lot, but a couple people have been sending questions there. And I always get those questions. Even if I don't do videos, I get the questions and can respond to them that way. So those are probably the two easiest ways to get a hold of me, is to just send me an email or to reach out on TikTok. All right, let's get to the tarot readings. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Learn Tarot with Moxxie podcast. Today is Monday, August 28th, and that means that this episode is our Taroscope episode, and we're going to be looking at the month of September. And this month we're looking at purely positivity. We are looking at a question about what positive energy or positive vibrations are available to us this month to make use of in whatever way we see fit. We're going to start with the Virgos because this is September, or coming up on September after all. And so Virgo will get a little bit larger reading. We'll do a 3-card reading for Virgo and then a 1 or 2 card reading for all of the other signs as usual. All right, Virgo. Wow, not a bad month. I think you're going to be pleased. We have the King of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. What I see in this combination of cards is really cool, especially if you as a Virgo are someone who is in a spell of focusing on work or career or money or finance, something in that realm. And it's looking like you are going to have the energy behind you or the vibration behind you to accomplish pretty much whatever you want this month. So we have the King of Pentacles, as I said. We have the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Wands. And the King of Pentacles is this energy of apt, skilled business person, someone who knows what they're doing, someone who knows how to manage a business, someone who knows how to manage wealth, someone who you could turn your business over to and feel comfortable that it was going to be managed appropriately. This card is the King of Pentacles, but it's a female. And this particular deck has a male king and a female king for each of the four kings. And I choose typically to use the females. And this one I really like because while the King of Pentacles is known for his business acumen, in this particular case, we're looking at the female who is known for her business acumen, who's known for all of the typical things that we think of when we think of a King of Pentacles. But this particular king, this female king, also has a certain level of caring and compassion for humanity that isn't always there quite as much with the male King of Pentacles. So that is the first card we have, is this very strong female energy, great business person, but also someone who has compassion and who cares about the bigger picture, not just about the bottom line. With the Nine of Cups, we have, a lot of people will call it the getting your wish card. You know, it's the, basically, you have at your disposal with these 9 cups anything and everything that you would need. It's like winning the lottery. It's a good fortune card. It's a good luck card. It's a card that often indicates that there's something available to you that's kind of ripe for the picking. And it is being offered to you, essentially. It's not something that you have to go out and hunt down and, be the warrior to fight and to earn this thing. This is something that is just being offered to you. What would you like for those cups to contain? Would you like those cups to contain love? Would you like those cups to contain money? Would you like those cups to contain notoriety or influence or acceptance? What do you want those cups to indicate? And then the last card we have is this Queen of Wands card. And the Queen of Wands is one of my, if I was going to be a queen, I would want to be the Queen of Wands, because she, to me, seems like the happiest of all of the queens. She has an energy and a vitality about her that isn't hindered, let's say, by her sign. So she's not overwhelmed with financial things the way the Queen of Pentacles might be, or focused so much on financial things the way the Queen of Pentacles might be. She's not focused on pure emotion and feeling the same way the Queen of Cups would be. She's the Queen of Wands, and she is the exuberant. She's like the trying to come up with a reference that doesn't date me, and I'm really struggling with that. But basically, she's the happy one, right? She is the one who you go to if you want someone to support you, to be there for you, to be an energetic support, this queen is someone who brings a certain je ne sais quoi, right? A certain I don't know what to a situation. She just has an energy, a charm, a charisma, an enthusiasm that is contagious, that is supportive, and that is here in this particular reading to support whatever the King of Pentacles has going on here. Okay? So when we look at the overall positive energy that's available for the month, we've got the King of Pentacles who is in this position of being ready to accomplish something from a business or a work or financial or material perspective. And we have the Queen of Wands here to support that work. So we have sort of like the practitioner in the king, and then we have the assistant to the practitioner in the queen who is supporting what he is trying to do, or she in this case, because our king is a female. But this Queen of Wands is there to support the energy and the work that the king is putting forth right now. And the Nine of Cups is basically here saying, okay, King of Pentacles and Queen of Wands, I have pretty much everything you would need to accomplish what it is you would like to accomplish this month. I have 9 cups and they are full, and we are in a position of strength and positivity. And what is it that you would like to do with this energy and these cups this month? So in general, just flat out, right? A good reading, a reading that if you are trying to get something done this month, if you are trying to move a work project forward or anything that might have to do with the realm of the Pentacles, business, work, money, material objects, health, all of those things, then this is a good month. There is a lot of positive energy available to you to help you make that happen. You've got your King of Pentacles energy here. You have your Queen of Wands, supportive energy, basically there to step in if somebody needs extra support or needs something additional, there to support you, there in a way to make you look good even. And then we have this Nine of Cups, which is just sort of your equivalent to the get out of jail free card in Monopoly. You know, it's like, okay, what would you like? The universe is going to hand it to you. What is it that you would like? So Virgo, I hope you enjoy that reading. I hope you enjoy the month and do something amazing with the energy that is going to be available to you. All right, Libra, let's do a reading for you. I pulled 2 cards. The first card is the Knight of Swords, and the second card is the Ten of Pentacles. And both of these cards are related to the energy or positive vibration that is available for you to put to use this month. So it looks like it could be a very energetic month for you in the realm of home and family and material objects. So what does that mean? That means that we have the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords is a card of thoughtful, planned out action. And the Ten of Pentacles is a card of family history, family wealth, old money, the family unit, the sense of belonging that comes with community as well, or the sense of belonging that comes with family as well. The Knight of Swords is the card that you really like to see coming up when you have something going on that needs attention, something needs to occur, something needs to change. But whatever that is needs to change through a calm, well thought out process. When we look at the Knight of Swords and we look at the Knight of Wands, there are a lot of similarities in the images and in the cards. Both cards are, and again, I'm talking about Rider-Waite here, both cards have knights on horses charging forcefully, energetically, powerfully, that whole thing. The Knight of Wands is known for just that charging, that jumping in, ready to act, but potentially realizing after he's jumped in that maybe he should have thought about it a little bit more. And that is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is also, because he's a knight, prepared to save the day, but this guy is a little bit more thoughtful. The Knight of Swords thinks before he acts. He processes, he ponders, he makes a conscious decision about what needs to be done, and then carries out that action. Whereas the Knight of Wands is more likely to carry out some action and then look at the consequences and think, maybe I should have thought about this first. So you have this energy behind you this month that's available to you this month of something big that needs to be addressed, something big that might need to be conquered. And I only say that because it's the Knight, right? And that's the Knight energy, but something that does need to be addressed, but it needs to be addressed through thought, through contemplation, through consideration, through logic, through all of those things, as opposed to just pure physical energy and brute force. As I mentioned earlier, the other area where you have the possibility for some great energy and vibration this month is in the realm of family. And I know that I said, family and familial wealth and all of those things, because this is the Ten of Pentacles card. Ten of Pentacles card that's exactly what this card is about. It's about being in a situation, a safe, secure, comfortable family situation where there is a certain level of generational wealth, where there's a certain level of not necessarily status quo, but comfort in the knowledge that things are good from one generation to another, that everyone is being taken care of, that everyone takes care of everyone else, and that whole type of energy. And so the Ten of Pentacles card, positive energy or positive vibration in relationship to this card is just that. It's the potential for something really wonderful, family oriented to occur this month, whether it's, maybe you have something that you are working on. Maybe that's what the Knight of Swords is about. Is it your family reunion? Maybe you are scheduling and coordinating and doing all of the work for your family reunion. That would be a perfect combination, right, of these two cards. The Knight of Swords, who is thinking and action-oriented, getting things accomplished, and then the Ten of Pentacles, which is this family comfort, family warm fuzzies, family wealth type of thing. So in general, in reality, this is a nice little reading. It could be that these two cards are completely unrelated, that you have a lot of positive momentum in some area that you can use this Knight of Swords on, but you just have a nice, chill, little, warm, fuzzy type of family month. Or it could mean, that these two cards can be used in conjunction somehow, and this Knight of Swords energy can be something that maybe helps promote or motivate or move along something in that family, in that familial zone type of situation. But either way you look at it, these are both very nice cards, great energy in both of them. Nothing negative at all, really. So enjoy this, enjoy the month. And I'm curious to see what you're going to do with all of this pent-up Knight of Swords energy, then chomping at the bit. So if you're so inclined, let me know what you end up doing. Alrighty, let's look at Scorpio. Scorpio, I pulled two cards for you today, and I pulled the Page of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. And remember that we are trying to focus on what is positive this month, what type of positive energy or vibration is available for you, is in front of you this month. The Page of Cups is a really fun, nice little card for this type of reading. Because remember, as pages are often bringing new ideas, they're bringing new messages, they're just beginning something new and potentially very, very exciting. And so the Page of Cups is in this type of energy, and what that means for you is that what is available is potentially some new and interesting and youthful and vibrant creative energy. And it could be artistic energy, it could be just a vibe that you get where all of a sudden you want to do something different, you want to do something creative, you want to try something new. This is the energy that's here. This is the energy that is here to support you this month. So if you have been wanting to try a new creative hobby, the energy is here to support you with that this month. If you've been wanting to work more on your intuition and work more on connecting with spirit or your higher self, this is a card that is telling you that, yes, this is potentially a very good time to do that. So the Five of Pentacles is a little bit different story. Five of Pentacles is not necessarily well known for being a positive, happy card. Typically, this card is related to financial or our material, physical health, security issues. A lot of times, people that are experiencing Five of Pentacles energy will feel very alone. They'll feel left out. They'll feel like they're being, quote, left out in the cold. But what people with this energy around them need to try to remember And it is so hard when you are in this position. But what you need to try to remember is that there is support available. The traditional Rider-Waite Five of Pentacles card shows the exterior of a church on a snowy day. An elderly woman and a lame boy are walking by, and they're all huddled down, trying to protect themselves from the cold and the elements and this and that. But they're walking by this church that appears to be well lit from the inside, that appears to be warm, that appears to be indicating that there is some support available for these folks if they can just shift their focus enough for a moment to recognize that the support is available, right? So that is the general tenor of this card. What does that mean in terms of positive energy and positive vibration for the month? Well, it could mean that what is available to you this month is this recognition, or the possibility of recognition, that yes, things may seem difficult right now. Maybe there's something going on that's just overwhelming. Maybe it's a work situation or a difficult housing situation. Could be a variety of different things in the relationship or in the realm of Pentacles. But whatever that thing is, this card is a reminder that there is support available, that there is help available. So while it's recognizing that, yeah, there might be some things going on that are difficult to deal with, that are difficult to address, where you feel like you are really struggling and really in a negative place, this card is your encouragement to look up and look at the windows, look and see what's going on inside that church. And that church could be a literal church. It could be a neighbor's house. It could be the woods where you go to regenerate and rejuvenate and to feed your soul. You know, whatever you do to get yourself out of that mental space of feeling so alone and feeling isolated and feeling, depressed and like you don't have what you need. If you're feeling that way, or if it's actually true, because there's certainly nothing to say that, somebody can't be struggling right now. Just remember that support is available to you, but you have to be the one to lift your head up. You have to be the one to turn around and open that door or make that call or whatever it is to start the flow of support coming your way. So this is kind of an interesting reading in that, we have one card that is really, I don't see in any way other than a positive, uplifting, happy, motivating type of card. And then we have this other one that's just kind of a kick in the butt that says, hey, you need to be paying attention. And maybe this is a card that is reminding us at this point to be thankful for what we have, right? We're looking at these cards in relationship to what is positive. So we're looking at this card in relationship to what is positive in this card. What can we pull positive out of this card that we can apply to our lives at this time? So yes, interesting combination, beautiful Page of Cups card. Use this energy to finally dive into whatever it is that you have been thinking about getting into. This is sort of your permission to go ahead and do that, especially if it's something creative, especially if it's something artistic or in the realm of cups. And keep in mind that while things might not all be peachy keen, there is support available to you. You just have to be willing to turn around, look at it, and take the step that you need to take to move yourself in the direction that you need to go. And I recognize fully that that is sometimes so much harder than it sounds. But there are times when we're feeling like the Five of Pentacles and there's nothing there to support us, right? Or we're not aware of what is there to support us. So at least right now, there is something there. Take advantage of it, use it, and then pay it forward. When you are in a position where you can support someone else, then you are the one that gets to be the light in the window for somebody else. Hello there, Sagittarius. I'm kind of jealous of your cards this month. I'm a Taurus and I want your cards. Okay, well, let's talk about them. We have the Eight of Pentacles and we have the Hermit. And the first thing that I see when I see this combination of cards, especially in relationship to positive energy, positive vibration, how you can use the energy of these cards positively or have a positive experience in relationship to them. What I see is someone giving themselves permission, or maybe the world giving them permission, depends how you look at it, I suppose, to really focus on a project that you are passionate about. So let me tell you how I came to that conclusion. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of being or working toward proficiency / expert level at something. A lot of times it's called the apprentice card. The card of someone who is very, very focused on learning to do something or working through something, some sort of project. For some reason, a lot of times I see artists portrayed as the person in the Eight of Pentacles. So it's kind of interesting to me. But typically, we would look at this in relationship to what we look at Pentacles in relationship to: business, work, finance, money, practical things, material things. But in this particular card, we're looking at it from that perspective, but we're also looking at it from the perspective of being in the zone. When we're doing something we absolutely love, when we're doing something maybe it's not even that we absolutely love, but something that we're good enough at that we can get into the zone where we can lose ourselves in what we're doing. That's Eight of Pentacles energy. It might be churning out the same something over and over and over again because you're learning, you're working, you're practicing, you're honing your craft. But it's this concept of just being a happy little freaking worker bee. And when I say worker bee, I don't mean like you don't matter, in the grand scheme of things. I'm just meaning you're in the zone, you're working, you're enjoying producing, you're enjoying what you're doing. Okay? That's the Eight of Pentacles energy. So that alone is a nice, what do I want to call it? Injection into your month of September, right? Just knowing that whether it's in your actual workplace, whether it's in a hobby that you're passionate about, a project that you're working on, this getting in the zone type of energy is available to you. Because that's one of my favorite things in the world, is to be working on a project where it's just like you lose time, you lose your space, you lose what's going on in your head. You're just working and at one with the project. So that's available for you this month. Then we have the Hermit. And the Hermit energy is exactly what it says, is more reclusive energy, it's quieter energy, it's reflective energy. And when we combine these two, it's an introvert artist's dream, right? It's like making a choice to take a certain amount of time or a certain amount of space, giving yourself that gift of that time and that space, and using that time and space to reflect on whatever it is you need to be reflecting on now in whatever way suits you. So for me, it might be having my hands in a big pile of clay, giving myself permission to say, okay, I'm taking this 3-day weekend and I'm not bothering with my phone. I'm not bothering with looking at my work email. I'm not doing this. All I'm doing is giving myself permission to be a little bit of a hermit, to go inside and experience this project in a way that feels really good to me. So that is what is available to you this month. It could mean it's in relationship, like I said, just to something small, taking your little chunk of time, stealing that chunk of time for yourself to do something amazing and nurturing and rejuvenating for yourself. But it could also mean that this is the general energy for the month. Maybe this is a month where in general you are going to be a little bit less out there. Maybe this month, summertime, things are quieting down. Maybe your life in September is going to settle a little bit as well. And you'll have at your disposal some extra time to reflect, some extra time to really consider and think and feel your feelings so you can process them in a way that's productive. And a lot of times in this type of situation, the processing comes not from thinking and pondering and anxiety, being angsty about something. It comes from the process of doing the work and being in the zone and letting ourselves go and seeing what drops in for us, what comes through for us. So regardless of where this energy is showing up for you this month, please take advantage of it and enjoy it and nourish yourself with it. Happy September, Capricorn. Hoping everything is wonderful in your world this month. Pulled 2 cards for you, and again, we're focusing on positive things this month. We're focusing on positive energy or vibrations that are available to us for the month of September. And the 2 cards I chose, or the 2 cards that came up, are the 6 of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Both cards that have actually really nice energy, but in different ways. So the 6 of Pentacles card is, I think of as kind of a social justice card. In the Rider-Waite deck, the image is of a well-to-do merchant or someone who has means giving alms to those who don't at the moment. And the card is a reminder to us to accept support when support is offered and it's needed, and offer support when you can and it is needed. It's about balancing out who has what, who needs what, making sure that everybody just has enough. It's pretty simple. And so the energy behind this card is an energy of support. It's an energy of giving. It's a reminder to you this month that if you find yourself in a difficult situation, that you need to be willing to accept help. You need to be willing to accept support. You need to be willing to accept what others will do or supply, or in whatever way someone else will help you that will actually move you in the direction that you need to go. We are, and when I say we, I'm talking Western society in general. So many of us have a difficult time admitting that we're having a hard time. So many of us have a difficult time admitting that we just need some support. This card is a reminder. If for some reason things are not going your way right now, the positive energy, the positive message coming from this card is, hey, remember, you helped somebody else last year. Now it's your turn. Don't be so hard on yourself. Be willing to accept the support where you need it. Or if you're in a position, maybe things are going just swimmingly for you right now, and you have extra. You have extra emotional capacity, you have extra mental capacity, you have extra financial capacity. Whatever it is, you have extra that you can put out there to support someone who needs it. Because last month it might have been you that needed the support. This month it's somebody else. So that's what this card is here to remind us of. And I personally think that for a lot of us, it is here more as a reminder to accept the help that is offered, because I think for many of us, it is harder to accept help than it is to offer support to someone else. Just my little 2 cents on that. But that's what this card is about. So look at things going on. If things do get difficult this month, know that this is a reminder to you. And if you run into someone difficult, if you run into a difficult situation, this is again is a reminder to you to look at what it is you can do to support someone else. The High Priestess brings a different energy, right? The High Priestess brings a little bit of a mysterious energy this month. And I don't think of her as a happy, bubbly, bring joy to the situation type of energy. But I do think of her as having a very positive energy and a very strong one and a very quiet, subtle energy. The High Priestess is someone who will help you with your intuition, right? If you're having something going on this month where you really need to tap into trusting your intuition, using that type of energy, that where you're letting go of control, you're letting go, Capricorn, of trying to manage every little detail. You're realizing that maybe you need to just give it up to the universe and see what happens. And this card is there to support you in doing that. The High Priestess helps us with our intuition. She helps us look at things in a way that we might not normally look at them. Through a lens, we might not normally look at them. She helps us see things intuitively that we might not always or normally see. So in terms of the positive energy that this particular card brings, or the potential positive energy that this card brings for the month, I would say that it's in the realm of having confidence in the decisions you're making when the decisions you're making are not necessarily decisions you're making with your brain. And I know for Capricorn, and I'm a Taurus, so I know that it can be difficult, right? We like things concrete, organized, planned out, all those things. Well, that's not the energy of the High Priestess. She's not organized, right? But that's not what she's known for. She is known for this deep, dark, mysterious, intuitive, creative, moon-driven being. And that is the energy she is bringing. So if you are struggling with something, maybe use this energy this month to try to do some more intuitive meditation than you normally would, to sit and ask for support from this High Priestess, because it is here for you this month. So kind of disparate supportive energy in these cards. I suppose we could connect them in that, there is potential for you helping someone this month in relationship to using your intuition, or there is the potential for someone else to help you this month in relationship to intuition and those High Priestess skills and attributes. But either way, both are nice little reminders of beautiful ways to support yourself and to support someone else as you go through the month of September. Holy moly, Aquarius. You got a good one this month. This is a beautiful, beautiful tarot scope. So we have two cards. We have the Two of Wands and we have the Magician. And we're focusing again on positive energy or vibrations available to you this month. Both of these cards are like potential energy. I look at them like little Tasmanian devils in a jar that you just shake it up and you agitate them and you pop the cork off, and infinite possibility is kind of how I look at this combination of cards. So the Two of Wands is a card of someone who is planning, someone who essentially has the world at their fingertips, and they are looking at how they want the next steps to roll out. How they want the next, and I'm not talking little steps, I'm talking big steps, right? What do you want the next thing in your life to be? How do you want it to look? How do you want it to feel? You have, as this Two of Wands energy, you are in this mode of planning. You're in this mode of thinking and cultivating an idea of exactly what it is you want to birth, what it is you want to bring into the world. And it's wands, right? So it's action, action, action. What is it that you are trying to move forward, to create, to build, to manifest? And the second card we have is the Magician. The Magician is, in some ways, just the major arcana version of the Two of Wands. It's the Two of Wands on steroids, right? It's the magician who has at his or her fingertips everything they could possibly need to create whatever it is they're trying to create. They have the wands, they have the pentacles, they have the cups, and they have the swords. So it's like having all of the ingredients to create this amazing cake. And now all they need to do is put in their little sprinkle of magic dust, and that's what is going to be created. So you have minor arcana energy, planning, thinking, building, growing, world at your fingertips. And you have major arcana energy, which is taking what you have decided you want to create with this Two of Wands energy, and it's giving you all of the tools, all of the pieces, all of the instructions. It's like the Lego kit, right? It comes with all the pieces, all the instructions, plus a link in case you get lost somewhere. Everything you need is in that box to build, I don't know, whatever it is, the Lego White House, right? Whatever it is. Everything you need is in that box. Well, the Magician card is kind of that box. So I really don't have a whole lot to say about this one. This is a short and sweet, go out and get them, enjoy this energy, take some time to dive into this Two of Wands energy before you really start to try to manifest, because the manifestation energy around you right now is so strong that I want to make sure that when you hit the go button, you're hitting the go button in the direction that you want to go. So you're not getting any or having any false starts, right? I want the process. I don't want the magician to yank you along, basically, is what I'm saying. I want you to have time to consider, to think, to plan, to dream up whatever it is that you are trying to create, that you are trying to put into practice right now. Get that clear in your mind. This is one of those things where the energy is such that you might even want to write it down. It's really a positive combination. So take your time with it. The energy is available to you for the entire month, and sort of allow the woo in, but direct the woo with some planning, if that makes any sense. So combining the best of both worlds, right? Combining your logic, combining your thought process and all of those things, but allowing this magician energy to find you. Enjoy. All right, Pisces. How are you this month? I hope everything is going well. We have a couple of really nice cards for you this month. We have the Knight of Cups and the Death card. And let me tell you why these are nice cards. So the Knight of Cups is a card of warm, fuzzy. The Knight, him or herself, is a person of refinement, sensitivity, charm, deep emotion. If there's a knight out of the four who's going to be emo, it's going to be the Knight of Cups. But in general, this knight is in touch with her intuition and her emotions, and she just brings this energy that is available to you this month that you can use for your own purposes, meaning you can embody this Knight of Cups energy this month. You can be the one who has the maybe kicked up a notch level of sensitivity, of intuition, of all of those sort of warm, fuzzy people skills that certainly two of the other nights definitely do not have. So this card could be coming up in relationship to you having this energy available to you this month, where you can sort of step into this Knight of Cups energy and embody it for yourself. But it could also mean that there's someone in your orbit with this energy who is going to either be showing up or be showing up a little bit more. But regardless, at some point, in some form, that's the human interaction type of vibe that's going to be available to you this month. Now, the Death card is, as we know, a card of renewal, a card of new life, a card of letting something go and picking something else up in its place. And when this card comes up in this type of reading, where we're asking what type of positive energy is available to us, what this says to me is that there is this energy of potential for rebirth, for renewal, for starting something new. And because we also have this Knight of Cups energy available at the same time, what this looks like to me is potential for some sort of warm, fuzzy, new relationship, new situation, new type of interaction. And it doesn't have to be a romantic one. It can be, you meet someone with whom you just resonate on such a deep level and quote, I'm using air quotes, quote, get this person who is also into, Dungeons and Dragons the same way you are, the person who's into makeup the same way you are. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be something crazy. It could also be something more in the realm of what we would consider normal relational stuff. But regardless, that is what is available, is this kind of deep, connective Knight of Cups, warm, fuzzy, intuitive, great vibe with the possibility for letting something go and bringing in something new. What we don't know is whether this Knight of Cups energy and the Death card are related to letting something go because of the Death card, right? It's sort of a two-part card. We need to let something go in order for something new to be able to come in. And what we don't know is if this Knight of Cups is here to help us recognize what it is we need to be letting go of, what in your life is stagnant, what in your life is stale, what doesn't feel good anymore. Those are the things that we can start to look at in terms of what is it that we need to let go of to let the new, the generative, the energetic, the positive into our lives so we can move forward in the way that we want to move forward. So take a look at yourself, take a look at those around you, and consider which of these folks is the Knight of Cups in this situation and what it is this relationship with this person or this relationship with yourself is bringing to the forefront right now. Is this Knight of Cups card here to bring in recognition of a romantic relationship that's there for you, that's a new possibility? Is this Knight of Cups here to remind you of who you are, that you have the possibility to be something different from what you are? and that you need to be compassionate with yourself. You need to treat yourself with the same level of love and attention and kindness that this Knight of Cups treats everyone else. So there are a lot of different possibilities. Just because it is the Knight of Cups and we think of cups as emotion, don't get tied into thinking that the Knight of Cups is always about love or romantic love. Lots of different possibilities for the nuance when we combine these two cards, and it's really going to be a matter of maybe stepping back and looking at what's going on in your life objectively right now to be able to see, whether you're the Knight of Cups or whether it's someone else, and what you need to be looking at or what feels good to be letting go of so you can let that new energy and that new positivity in so you can enjoy it. Hello, Aries. This is your Taroscope for August. And, well, this is a little bit of a heavier one, but also a potentially really good one. So the two cards that came up for you this month are the Death card and Justice. So first thing that we recognize right off the bat is out of a 2-card reading, both cards are major arcana cards, which means that we're looking at A-level life stuff, meaning we're not looking at B or C level, which means much more mundane and everyday things that happen to everybody all the time, going to work, cooking dinner, that type of stuff. That's not what this is. This is bigger scale, more existential life stuff than the practical everyday, okay? So we just talked about the Death card in the Pisces reading, and we talked about how this card is a card of illustrating that it is time to let something go so something new can come in. And in and of itself, the Death card is completely benign. It's completely neutral, right? Just because something is leaving and something is coming does not necessarily mean that what's leaving is good and what's coming is bad, right? Could be the other way around. Maybe you are in a situation where it's like, oh my gosh, thank goodness for this card. I've never been so happy to see the Death card, because that means that this spell, time frame, difficult situation that I've been going through is maybe coming to an end and something new is coming in its place, right? So don't assume that the Death card is a negative card. It is a neutral card, and its tenor really is related to the other cards in the reading with that Death card, as well as what's going on in your life and what's going on in the reading in general. So that, again, is just my little soapbox about the Death card. Now, we also have the Justice card. And the Justice card is one of those that's really hard to look at and find anything light or silly or happy about it, right? The Death card is a serious card. Oops, I'm sorry. The Justice card is a serious card. But just because it's serious does not mean that it is a negative card. Justice can mean anything from Ukraine winning resoundingly over Russia to your boss finally recognizing what a contribution you are to the company and doing the right thing and giving you that raise, right? So again, just like the Death card, the potential scale of impact, of importance of this Justice card is very much related to what's going on in your life, what's going on in the other cards in the reading. When we put these two cards together, what I see is actually something potentially really amazing, which is this combination of what keeps coming into my consciousness as I'm talking about this is the deconstruction of old societal structures, the disintegration of them, letting them go, leaving them behind, right? Old, challenging societal BS that has been in your way, right, is potentially falling to the wayside. It is opening up. This Death card is bringing in the potential for something better, something more just, a situation that is more fair. And it could look like anything again, from you finally winning a legal battle that you have been in for 3 years. It's a legal battle that maybe you could have walked away from because, I don't know, let's say you were in a pissing match with your HOA, your homeowners association, right? And this month, finally, things are shifting. There's a new president in the HOA, and whatever it is that the old HOA president had in their bonnet that was bothering them about your yard or your house or your whatever is a moot point. So it could be something very simple, but that's the concept, right? You've got letting go of something, bringing in something new. And because we have the Justice card, and I look at the Justice card as a very positive card, especially in our political climate and our social climate today, I look at this combination of cards as a strong, positive, potential energy that is available to right some sort of wrong that's occurred in your orbit this month, to help someone who is needing some help, who for whatever reason has not been getting it. They've been getting raked over the coals, or they're not getting the attention they need, or whatever. So in some ways, this card combination doesn't feel as personal for Aries the same way a lot of these other card combinations have felt personal for the sign. It feels more like a mandate to look around you, see what's in your orbit that is outdated, that's not working anymore, that doesn't feel right, that doesn't that isn't just. And know that whatever that system is, there is positive energy to help you make the change that you want to make the change that you need to make and that you could and should make in relationship to that. So, it's almost like one of those, it just feels to me like something with the potential to be big, to be important, to be impactful, and to be movement in a quote-unquote just or right direction. So yeah, kind of a heavy one, or kind of a big scale, big scope, big energy type of tarot scope for you this month, Aries. But I think a good one nevertheless. Points to some good stuff happening in the world. So go out and make it happen. Have a good month. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for September. 2 cards this month focusing on positive energy, positive vibration, all the good stuff that's going on. And we have sort of a dynamic duo here for you. We've got the King of Wands and the Knight of Cups. So remember that when we read court cards, we can look at the court cards from a couple different perspectives. We can look at them from the perspective of you, the person for whom the reading is being done, embodying the energy of these court cards. You embodying King of Wands energy, or you embodying Knight of Cups energy. We can also look at it from the perspective of someone in your orbit who embodies these types of energies. So the King of Wands, is all about leading the charge forward, about leadership, being visionary, being able to take something that maybe the King of Swords conjured up and making it so. The King of Wands is like the master project manager. If you want something done, give it to them and they will figure out a way to see it completed clearly, concisely, with a level of decisiveness, right? Just sort of the ultimate get her done type of energy, but with a more global perspective, okay? So the Knight of Cups, we already talked about. The Knight of Cups, remember, is the one of the knights, the only one really, that is in the warm fuzzy realm. The Knight of Cups is the one that's intuitive and deals with people well, deals with emotions well, deals with the warm fuzzy parts of life much better than the other knights. The Knight of Cups is in some ways you can also look at them, depending on the perspective, as the Don Juan, right? They just have this energy about them, this vibration about them that is like, oh, everything's going to be okay. You know, it's good. We got this, right? I got this. We're together. We can figure it out. And so you have these 2 cards here with you this month, this energy. Meaning that either someone in your orbit is going to show up with this type of energy, or this energy is available for you to embody. And that's really the way I prefer typically to look at a court card, especially when it's in this type of reading. You know, we're not doing something individual, something specific to a particular person. This is in general for Tauruses out there, what's available, what type of energy. So I look at a lot of these cards in this type of reading, particularly the court cards, as opportunities for us to embody that court card's superpower for the month. So what is it that's going on in your world that needs your King of Wands superpower right now and the Knight of Cups superpower right now? They could be very different things. They could be completely different. Maybe one is related to work, maybe the other one is related to family. But it also could be a situation where they are related to one another, and you're being offered up this combination of skills because something's coming up for you this month where you might need to look at how to best combine these skills. And so, for example, You have a work project, and within this work project, you are working with a variety of different types of people, and it is really advantageous for you right now to be able to embody this Knight of Cups energy in order to have the more warm, fuzzy people skills that you might need to move the project along the way it needs to be moved along. Just one example. Could be a family situation where you are in a position of having to manage something that is feeling big. Maybe you're moving. Maybe you're looking for new work. Maybe it's a partner who is in that situation and they're really stressed out, right? What can you do to bring this King of Wands energy to this situation to help them? You know, is it a situation where you have particular aptitude at job search or career stuff and you can support this person in, hey, you know, you might want to look here, you might want to look there. Bringing in the quote wandish support that is available to you this month, but doing it in a way that your partner can hear it, doing it in a way that the Knight of Cups energy, right, is a positive thing. It, you know, if this had been the Knight of Swords, now let's just say it had been the Knight of Wands, I would not have been making this suggestion, right? Because the Knight of Wands would be the one who would rush in, freaking out, not thinking about anything, not particularly being of help, just sort of bulldozing his or her way through things. But the Knight of Cups is a different story. The Knight of Cups is the one that is, what's the word I'm looking for? More empathic, more empathetic, the one who really has those human skills that we need in order to be able to cope and make it through all of the relational things that we need to deal with on a daily basis. So there isn't a whole lot of suggesting in terms of what, and when you guys know I don't like to do this anyway, I don't like to get into big what's the word I'm looking for? Divinatory kind of stuff, right? That's not how I read. But with this 2-card combination, there's even less of that. Really, what we're hearing here is just the universe saying, you have got available to you this month this King of Wands energy, and this is what it is. We just talked about it. You also have available to you in your back pocket this month this Knight of Cups energy, and this is how you can use it. So I look at these 2 cards not so much as a reading of possibility of what's happening this month, of what's good coming your way, but more as giving you some tools that you can call on when you get into a situation that is challenging. I don't know about you, but sometimes I will find myself in a situation and at least in the first blush of that situation, feel like I don't have the tools or the skills to remedy the situation, right? Just, you know, sometimes when life throws something at us, we catch it and then we go, oh crap, and we drop it, right? It's like, oh, what do I do with that? These are 2 cards that, at least for the month, are providing you with a place to go when life throws that thing at you that you drop, right? It's like, oh, okay, wait a second. This is a challenging situation, but this is the energy that I have available to me this month. I have this King of Wands energy available to me that is going to help me move the project forward, to stay centered, to stay positive, to know that if I just continue to march this thing forward, it's going to go the way it needs to go. And I also know that throughout this challenging situation, I have available to me this month the energy of the Knight of Cups, which is that warm, fuzzy energy, which is that communicative, more empathic, warm, fuzzy, human touch type of energy. And essentially, whatever life throws at you this month, these are two good cards to help you work through some of that. Now, it would be nice, if we could add a Queen of Swords and, I don't know, maybe a Magician or something like that, to really just cover all of our bases, where we would have, our intellectual, sharp mind covered, our get it done skills covered, our managing people thing covered, and the knowledge and the magician that we can create whatever the hell we want, right? So, yeah, it would be nice to have that energy available to us as well. But these two cards are no slumpy cards when it comes to really embodying their energy and helping you work through real life stuff. Hello, Gemini. You have some nice cards this month as well. I'm loving seeing all of these nice cards for people in September. So we have a combination of cards that is pointing you in the direction of getting done what you want to get done, of moving something in the direction that you really want it to go, and something that's new and exciting. We have the Three of Wands and the Page of Wands. As we know, wands are about forward momentum, movement, getting things done, action. And the combination of these two cards is kind of pointing to something new that you are in the process of developing, creating, launching, or maybe more a new project. Let me explain this. So we have the Three of Wands, which is this card of having done all of your prep work, having done everything you needed to do to get something launched and off the ground, a project, anything, and it could be anything from massively spring cleaning your house to a huge work project, anything. But the energy of this card is being at a space, or being in a space, being in a position where you've done the hard work of launching this project. And now what is left is for you to be in a space of openness, be in a space of possibility for how that project is going to move itself forward. So it's almost like if you've ever planted a seed, right? And you're just sort of standing over your little garden box. And maybe this seed is something that you really worked hard to get, right? This is a who to what's it seed from Dr. Seuss. And it was a journey to get this seed, but you knew that if you could get this seed and if you can plant this seed in the ground, it's going to grow. Clearly, I am making all of this crap up. It's going to grow the most amazing tree that you can dig out and make into a hobbit house, right? So that little seed is this potentially huge thing. And right now, you have planted that seed, you've watered it, You made sure before you planted it that it was a healthy seed. It was a good seed. You got it from the good place. You planned ahead. You made sure that the soil was fertile. You made sure all of these things. And now you have finally planted your seed, and all that is left to do is wait and ooze positive energy into the space that you've created and wait for it to come to fruition. That's the Three of Wands. The Page of Wands is a card of new, fun, exploratory potentials. The deck that I'm using right now, I really like as symbolism for this card because it makes it very, very clear. We have, everybody in this deck is women, by the way. So we have a young woman. She's standing there and she's got what looks like a detective hat on and a detective cloak over her shoulders. And in front of her face, she's holding up a magnifying glass on a stick. Then the stick is almost as tall as she is. So it's just like very prominent, right? She is looking through the magnifying glass. That's what she's doing. And that's a very good illustration of what the pages are about. Not the pages in general, the Page of Wands is about. It's this being in a place of new potential, being in a place of being new to a process, exploring something new, being excited about something new. It could be literally, a young person stepping out into the world and having adventures, experiencing life for the first time. In a lot of ways, that's very Page of Wands energy. But it could also be you at whatever age you are, wherever you are in your life, having just launched or getting ready to launch whatever it is you are getting ready to launch with the Three of Wands. So these two cards together are this energy of massive, massive potential energy. Page of Wands is there to support you in all of the steps that you need to take to go get your Who's a What's It seed from Dr. Seuss, make it back here, amend your soil, plant it in the soil, do all of those things. That's the Page of Wands. That's all of that preparatory stuff. And then the Three of Wands is here just to provide you the positive energy and the vibe that you need to support those seeds that you have planted in growing into something amazing. So, yay you! This is a pretty cool reading for anybody who is on a precipice, anybody who is in a space where things need to change. You're just now getting ready to make that change. And know that these two cards and their energy are here to support you in creating that change. Happy September, Cancer. Well, we have two nice cards for you. I love it when I can say we have two nice cards. I don't like it so much when I have to say, well, let's take a deep breath. We don't have to do that here. We have two Cups cards. We have the Three of Cups and the Knight of Cups as cards that are representational of the positive energy or the vibration that's available for you to use this month. The Three of Cups is like the girlfriend card, is kind of how I look at it. Three of Cups is the card that you really want to come up when you just have had a really kind of crummy week or so and you just got in an argument with your partner and you just want to be able to go and sit with your friends and let off a little bit of steam, have some fun, do some giggling, do some whatever it is that makes you and your friends feel good and feel happy. That's this energy. That's the energy that's available to you this month, right? So there is some social energy here for you, some good, fun, hanging out with the girls, with your buds, with the people that leave you feeling happy, loved, and valued, right? So, not bad. Then we have the Knight of Cups again. This guy has been around a lot this month. What I'm trying to get a feel for in this reading is whether or not this is a romantic or relational kind of thing, just because it is a Knight of Cups. And a lot of times we look at Knight of Cups in relationship to love or romance or emotion, human emotion, all of those types of things. But that's not the vibe that I'm getting. While the Knight of Cups is the warm, fuzzy one of the Knights, while the Knight of Cups is the empathic one and all of those things, in this situation, the vibe that I'm getting is really more just like the Knight of Cups is a booster card for the Three of Cups. It's almost like it's boosting the energy or amplifying the energy of the Three of Cups for you this month, meaning that your normal, girl time, your girlfriend time, whatever that is for you, your circle, your social circle, whatever that looks like, is likely to have a more potent vibe this month, have a more connected vibe. It's almost like there's something that's going on that's drawing you together with your friends in a way that feels like a stronger bond than you would normally think of when you're just like calling up your girlfriends and saying, let's go out and have a glass of wine and get a little bit silly, right? That's more the Three of Cups card. But the Knight of Cups is overlaying that with a heavier level of emotion. And I'm not saying heavier as in difficult or heavier as in anything negative, but just a deeper, stronger level. So almost like somebody in your group, in this group, is going to be needing a little bit greater level of support than they might normally. And the energy of this Three of Cups card is telling me that, yes, while there may be some additional support needed, this isn't a life-threatening thing. This isn't a massively life-changing thing. But it's just that there is just sort of this energy out there. So what does all this mean? I know I'm kind of blathering on. What I'm seeing is that from the perspective of positive energy, positive vibration, what I am seeing is that in your sphere, there's going to be some serious female bonding. That maybe is the best way to put it, the most concise way to put it. Some bonding, or there is the opportunity, there is the energy available for this bonding to occur. And it is above and beyond acquaintance bonding. It's like the potential to take a relationship from somebody you text on occasion when you want to go out and have a glass of wine to somebody that you text or call when you're having a personal challenge, right? It's that kind of shift. So it's not a negative situation at all. It's not saying that, something difficult is going to happen. It's just saying that the energy that is here, that is positive energy, is really just a nice, warm, fuzzy opportunity for shifting some of your more superficial relationships into something more meaningful, deeper, and supportive of everybody involved. Hey, Leo. I think you're going to be happy with this one. We have two lovely cards. We have the Sun and the Knight of Swords in terms of cards that represent the positive energy or the vibration that's available to you this month. So what I see when we combine these cards, when we combine the meanings and the symbolism and all of that, is that there's the potential for something new idea kind of thing, or maybe not brand new, but something that you've been working on maybe for a little while, but it's not fully baked yet. Potential for that thing, that project, to be brought into the light, to shine as an amazing example of whatever it is. So let's break that down. The Knight of Swords is the card of the Knights, is the one of the Knights that is about getting things done, because that's what Knights are about right there, just all full force, let's go, let's go, let's go. But the Knight of Swords is the thoughtful one, is the analytical one, the intellectual one, the one who thinks before he acts. So you have this energy of thoughtful, positive, forward momentum in an area of something that is, kind of new and exciting or in its beginning stages. And then you've got the Sun. And the Sun, as we all know, is like the card of opening up the windows after the hurricane, and the birds are singing and the sun is shining and the breeze is blowing, and it's just like, everything is good. I was successful. This worked out. Everything is as it should be, as I want it to be. The Sun is sort of the culminating card, or one of the culminating cards that just says, you did it, man. You rocked it. You got it. The world is your oyster for this time period. Not forever, unfortunately, but for this time period. So what we have is this combination of thoughtful, forceful, plan ahead, get her done type of energy with basically whatever you touch is going to be golden energy. So in terms of, what does this mean for your month? Again, we're not getting really predictive here. We're not getting into any sort of divination. But what we are talking about is the energy that is available for you to use in whatever way you want to use it this month. So how do you want to use this available Knight of Swords energy? Is there some project that you've been working on that's in its infancy, but you can see that it has potential, that it's moving forward, that is a situation where maybe it's just going to take a little bit of dedicated time and attention and energy to take something from its infancy into like toddler stage, right? It's like, all All right, I got that project launched. That's the energy that's here for you to move something from that toddler level up into, the kindergarten level or the first grade level or whatever. And then the sun is there to support that. The sun is the card that shows up when everything is great, when you have done a good job, when you have been successful, or when what you're working on is going to be successful. It's like this boost of positive potential energy behind the project that this Knight of Swords is helping you with. So this is not a very long one for you all because it's just so nice and so simple and so easy. But take advantage and take a look at your life and see where is it that you have something that you're wanting to move forward that maybe it just feels right. Sometimes we just think, oh, this is the time. I've had this project sort of stashed for a little while and now I'm going to bring it to the forefront. And when I say project, I'm, not necessarily word project. It could be, I don't know, let's say you have wanted to build yourself a gazebo for a long time. And the past two summers, you've been building yourself flower boxes and all of these small little things that have been allowing you to learn the woodworking skills you're going to need to be the person who builds this gazebo, right? Well, the Knight of Swords energy is the energy that is here for you to take that knowledge that you have and the skill and all of the expertise that you gained through building your little flower boxes. And now this Knight of Swords and the Sun energy is here to push things into the next level, to push things, to make it possible, right? To give you the go-ahead to build that gazebo, knowing that you've done the work before, that it's beautiful, it's going to be wonderful, and it's going to turn out the way you want it to. So it does not have to be a work thing. I have a tendency to use project just because that's my go-to work-wise, and a lot of the things that I do in my life are, quote, projects. But it doesn't have to be work. So anyway, all that to say, really nice. Go out and get them, Go out and take the energy that is available to you to move whatever it is that you've got in your heart and in your mind that you've been planning, that you've been maybe a little bit timid about kicking off. And this is a time when there's amazing energy to help you and to support you in doing that. All right, everyone, that is your tarot scope for the month of September. There were a lot of nice ones this month, which always makes me super happy. Again, remember, if you have questions about the tarot that you would like answered. And if you have any tarot reading types of questions, if you're looking for a reading that we would be doing, we won't do the reading live on the air, but we would do a reading and we would connect virtually and we would talk about your reading. I would give you opportunity to answer or ask any questions that you had about how I came to the conclusions I came to, remembering again that this is the Learn Tarot with Moxxie podcast, that much of my purpose is really to help those of you who are interested in learning how to read the tarot for yourselves. And I like to use practical real life examples. That's why I do these monthly readings, because it's sort of a combination of you're getting the quote unquote tarot reading, but you're also getting the logic and the thought process behind the information that I'm sharing with you. So that is it for this week. Have a wonderful week. I hope that all of this good information helps you feel happy and content and looking forward to the month of September, and that you make the most of all of the positive energy and vibrations that are coming your way. So have a great week. Do something wonderful for yourself. Do something wonderful for someone else. Be kind and take care.